Here's a story. In grade school, you befriend Maine, a kid who was getting bullied in school, and you became sort of his protector. As the years go by, you fall out of contact until one day he sees you and repeats a conversation y'all once had as kids. You don't pay it any attention, but after 10 years, it seems like he never stopped thinking about you. Though you weren't that into him, he continues to pursue you, takes you shopping, pays your bills, and even tattoos your name. After all the time, attention, and gifts, you finally give him a chance, one night only. But for some reason, you can't go through with it all the way. He gets dressed, leaves, but for an entire year after that, he parks outside your home, sleeps in his car, and watches you. Until he's finally fed up, watching you date others and never actually giving him a chance. He starts a fight, you come outside armed, and then... Trappin Anonymous.
My mom called me and told me he died. I need to take a break.
Let's do that. What's good? My name is Chris Styles. This is Trappin Anonymous. Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to everybody that's helped keeping the movement moving. We really do appreciate you. If you have a story, please hit that DM. Like I always say, I do answer my DMs. That's how we get every episode on the show. Yeah, keep sharing, keep posting at Chris Styles, at Trappin Anonymous, trappinanonymous@gmail.com. We're on Facebook now, doing really well. TikTok, anywhere that you could just find social media and stuff like that, we'll be there. And we have a special episode for you today. As always, the stories that you hear reflect real life. They're here to inform, educate, and keep your little homie off the streets. My name is Chris Styles. This is Trappin Anonymous. Let's get it. How are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm good. So I like to start with your name, where you're from, and why you think your story is important.
My name is Nuni Janae. I'm from Tampa, Florida. And my story is important because everything you say, it informs, it helps, and it keeps your little homie off the street.
That's right. That's right.
and that's across all spectrums: race, sex, socioeconomic background, everyone.
How did you meet the man that you unalived?
We met as childhood friends. I moved to the local neighborhood around 10 years old. We went to the same elementary school. So we grew up in the same neighborhood, experienced some of the same, upbringings.
What were y'all like as kids?
He liked me, but I always told him that when we were older that we would go together. Because I always dated older men, and I used to just say, "You're not grown enough for me."
Right.
He moved away to Texas as teenagers, probably I'm not sure really, because I never really paid attention. Probably between 16 and 18. He moved away for about 10 years and came back probably about 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Okay. How would you describe your friendship?
It was, as children, just when I saw him, hey, we never hung around as kids or nothing of that nature. We had mutual friends, always. All of my brother knew him. We just neighborhood friends.
Right.
It was nothing intimate ever, anything of that nature.
So when you see him again, what was it like being reunited with him?
It was good to see him, no bad blood. You see somebody 10 years later, it's like, oh, it's happy to see you, But he reminded me, you said when we were he reminded me when we were older, we would be together. Like, boy, stop joking. Mm-hmm. But he was adamant about it. Like, he saw that I was a mother now. I'm working. I'm going to school. So he was more interested, even more. You see someone grow up from a little girl to, oh, you're a grown woman. You on your shit. I curse.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And then you see other girls that we knew from the hood or whatever that ain't doing as well as myself. So it was an attraction there instantly.
Right. So how did y'all relationship go after that? Like he's obviously into you, sees you again,
So
reunited.
I'm fresh out of a relationship. I'm knowing you 10 years. So we befriended. We start talking. We're hanging out. We're going out to eat. But just as friends. But he always wanted more than that. And that's not something that I was interested in. I wasn't really attracted to him.
Wasn't really attracted to him?
No.
So was there any like perks for you to be in this friendship with him, or
initially no, but then he started getting a little bit of money, and he was whining and dining me, giving me gifts, buying my kids stuff. Like it even went to the extent that he would pay my bills, and like he really was like wanting to be with me and doing everything that he could to do so. But I've never shown him that I wanted anything more than a friendship. I would even like deal with other guys in front of him to make him know that it's nothing between the two of us.
I remember when we spoke, you told me that he was someone that you sort of looked after. He wasn't the popular kid growing up.
He was cool, but he was somewhat easier to bully because he was smaller. He didn't have much support, so people would try him. Like it went to the extent where someone from another neighborhood moved over and like beat him up, and no one over there even did anything about it. I was the only person that defended him in that regard. But that was genuinely my friend. Like,
you said he didn't have any male figures.
No, like his father lived in Tampa. They didn't have a relationship at all. Like with asking him questions and being like, I want to know the whys of people. So in asking him questions, he would tell me like, his mother, we have like a similar upbringing in regards to our parents, and his father wasn't in his life and they lived in the same city. He had siblings and they had no relationship. So
if you showed up for him like that as a child, were you sort of still showing up for him like that as an adult? And it's safe to say that he probably made that connection and just instantly.
Yes.
Right?
And then to see me as a mother and working and going to school, it's like, oh yeah, you became something even greater than what you were back when we were kids.
At any point did you feel like me taking his money and not being into him, knowing that he was into me, was dangerous territory?
I never thought of it as dangerous because it wasn't anything that I was asking for, because I really don't ask people for anything. So if you're going to give it to me, it's like it's hard to say no when in some situations I may need it, or it's just a nice gift or a nice gesture. And I was really fresh out of a relationship, so I didn't have any ties to anyone to be like, oh well, it's kind of cheating, or it wasn't anything. I never thought it would get dangerous because it didn't start dangerous. It was really innocent. I would be scrolling Instagram, like, oh look, and next thing you know, it's purchased, or we would be out somewhere and like I would see something. It wasn't anything like I'm asking for it. So
what did it feel like to have someone like that around?
When it was innocent, it was cool, but when when things start to change, like it got uncomfortable.
At any point did you feel like you were taking advantage of him?
After the fact, like it was like if I would be guilty of anything, I would be guilty of that.
Wow. I think that's very honest.
Yeah.
I think that's very honest. It'll be easy to sort of hide behind, listen, I didn't ask for nothing, and so at what point did you feel like this was going too far? Like, okay, this is a little bit more than just buying me stuff. This is a little bit more than, okay, your little crush and something from childhood.
Because so many things happen, it's just not one situation. So I wouldn't even know where to start because so many things have happened. So I would say when he got upset because someone delivered a Valentine's Day gift to my aunt's house, and my auntie lived like where everybody is, everybody's outside, and he got upset as if we were in a relationship, and it got into like we got physical. And it's like that. At that point, I stopped taking the gifts.
Y'all fist fought.
Yeah, at my aunt's house because I received a gift from someone other than him. And then it was a situation where if I would buy myself something, he would buy something exactly the same. Like I bought this ring, he bought this ring.
Wow.
Like I buy me some Air Maxes, he buy me another pair of Air Maxes in a different color. Like you competing with me, probably out of the influence that someone else is buying it, but you're competing with me. So it's like it gets weird. It got weird.
I was gonna say, like, is that like a normal thing? Like
I've never experienced. It's like I've never experienced anything of that nature to this extent.
Right, and you still wear the ring.
Yeah, it's just these are nice rings.
I think it's beautiful. It is. Okay, one day he comes home with a tattoo.
Yes. No, before it's no come home. It's no home. Wait.
Oh, let's correct that.
Yeah, it's no home.
It's never no home.
He's never spent the night at my house. He can't tell you what my bedroom set looked like, honestly. But he sent me a pic. Well, we were on the phone. He was like, "I got your name tattooed." I'm like, joking. He sends a picture. I send it to my mom. I was like, "Mom, you think this fake?" She was like, "No, girl, that's not fake." And then we have a conversation about him, and like, she was like, "Are you really messing with him?" I'm like, "No, I'm like, you're my mom, I would tell you."
Right.
Like, why would I hide it from you? So after we got off the phone, she texted me. She was like, "Girl, you need to get a restraining order on him." And this was probably like December. So probably like 90 days before the incident happened.
And you didn't think to yourself, you tripping? You probably thought it was cute. Like, be real,
So,
a little bit.
An incident happened after that where because he used to sleep outside my house at night sometimes. So an incident happened after that where he saw someone coming from my house and he removed the gas door and the windshield wipers from my vehicle. I just got this car, a nice little Lexus. So I'm upset, and I called to try to get a restraining order. At that point, you have to have an address to get a restraining order. I don't have an address for you. So I did make an attempt to cut ties, but like between the March of the previous year and the March of that it happened, things escalated rapidly.
Before we get to the incident, there was another incident where you have a house party.
Yes.
You invite everybody over.
Yes. Mother's Day. So this is about Mother's Day prior to the incident, which May. The incident was in March. I have an incident where everyone is at my house. He asked to use my key to get his jacket out of my car. I have a rental car key, so it's a rental car fob, and my house key is attached. He puts the keys on the kitchen counter and he leaves. I'm fixing someone a plate and I notice my house key isn't on the key ring anymore. So I'm like, I'm not tripping. I'm looking around the house. So I make everyone leave immediately. I put a chair behind my door. I have company. My hallway is a little long, so I'm in my bedroom, kind of drunk under the influence. But the guy's in the living room, and he was like, "Someone is at your door trying to get in." I'm like, "Stop playing." So he calls me and puts the phone on speaker, and I kid you not, he is trying to get into my house. I spoke with someone that was at the party afterwards, and they were telling me they were on the way back, and he was coming down the stairs. He jokingly said, "Oh, you made man leave in the middle of the night?" I said, "He left before everyone else left." He was like, "No, I seen him walking down your stairs," which verified that he was the person that was coming to my house to come back inside my house after the party.
With all these things that you're naming, it seems like anyone in their right mind, no offense, is running for the hills.
No offense taken. It's like he don't mean no harm. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. Like, I genuinely, this is my friend. It's like, this is genuinely my friend. He'll be like, I'm gonna chill. Mind you, he is in relationships at this time. It's not like he's just this single lonely person. He's getting money. Like, I'm like, this ain't my boyfriend, so you don't care that much. He just trying to bullshit me to make me think he cared, to make me think that's what I think love is or something. I don't know. But it never crossed my mind until it started getting physical that, like, it would go that far.
Right. Bring me to the night or the day of the incident.
So.
And then get to it.
He used to tell people that one time he told someone that we were intimate. But everyone thought we were, just because of how much time we spent together. We hung out. I used to try to get him away from, like, the hood, do something else. And he told someone that we dated, or more than dated, we had sex. And I go on the block in front of everybody. I'm like, we had sex. Tell me in my face we had sex in front of the people that you've been telling we had sex. And he did it. So he would, like, try to grandstand on me in front of people to make it seem like we were more than what it was. So when I noticed,
was he sort of when you say he did it, he didn't say it?
No.
Was he sort of like embarrassed to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, man, I'm not going to talk about this in front of, like, and I'm like, well, why would you say we did it? Let's talk about it. Like, you can't tell me what it looked like. So I'm like, you know, and then he would let me hold his valuables and property. And when we get in front of people, he's like, oh, give me my stuff out your house, as if, like, he spent the night at my house and he want to come get his stuff. Like, so when people hear stuff like that, they're going to automatically assume that, oh, y'all been messing around. But that's not even the case. It's like pictures and money and things of that nature, not shoes and clothes and nothing of that nature. So,
are you messing with other men during this time?
Yes.
Does he know that you're messing with other men during this time?
Yes, because he's sleeping outside of my house and he's seeing people we both mutually know leaving my house. Some of them are taking him back to the neighborhood that we're from. Like, it's no secret. Like, my last child's father now, if I spend the night at his house and come back home to get my kids ready for school, he's sometimes in the car asleep outside of my house. And this is not something that no one knew. We have a mutual friend that lives across from me. He would come home after the bar, after a long night, and see him outside sleep. So people knew he was sleeping outside my house.
And at no point did you feel like this is insane?
I just didn't even care enough. Yeah. Like, it's just like, I was living my life. Like, I was just moving fast and just, it was really no thought put into it. Cause this is not my boyfriend or anything. Like, it just was so weird now that you're thinking back to everything.
One night he offers to pay you.
Yeah, so this is where this escalation started. Back in the March, prior to the March that this happened, which was my birthday. He had already wined and dined me, paid my rent, custom dress, sections. Like, so I'm like, he offered me like $350 or some number. I'm like, nah. So the number increased. And I'm like, okay, I've done more for less. So, like, I'm like, I can do this. You know, chin up, chest out.
For sex.
Like, I might as well. This is my friend. I've known him. He's done all of these things. So, why not? So, I make him go to the store, buy toothpaste, toothbrush,
because we know we gotta get cleaned up.
Because he be outside all the time, like literally sleeping outside. Like, we gotta go take a bath. So we get a room, you take a shower. Okay, let's do it. We drink, smoke a little bit, and then he gives me head. So when he's done, he gets on top of me. We're about to do it. And he thrusts on top of me. He's already like moaning and making noise, but he's not inside of me. He's in between my legs. And I'm like, man, get off of me. Like, I can't really do this. Like, I'm a sexual person. and it just wasn't giving what it was needing to give. So I'm like, I couldn't do it. He was like, I understand. So that was it. And before that, I told him, if we have sex, our friendship will never be the same. And it was never the same.
You told me for the next 300 days, he slept outside your house in the car.
If there were 365 days in a year, he slept outside my house 300 of those days. Even if I wasn't there, he was there.
After that one night.
After that one night.
Bring me to the day of the incident.
So the day of the incident, it started kind of the day before. He seen me on the block and asked for some of his belongings again, as he would, which was a picture. And at the time, he had transferred me money for the gas cap and window shield that he had fixed, and some money in addition to that. He asked for the picture back. It kind of got, the argument kind of escalated. They broke it up. I left. That was like 10 o'clock in the morning because I had just left the gym. And he called nonstop from that morning to the following morning when the incident happened. So I wake up the next morning, I get my kids ready for school. I put the picture in my car so we don't have to meet at the house. I take my kids to school, normal day. I go to the gym. And I just remember sitting outside of the gym just crying and praying to remove whatever it is that is making this boy be this way about me. Like, I literally remember my trainer asking me, was I okay? And when I left, I went for a walk. I didn't even go home. I left the gym. I went for a walk. I called my cousin on the way home. And during this time, he's calling me private. I'm answering sometimes. We're arguing back and forth. Like, I get disrespectful. I have a potty mouth. We're going back and forth. So the arguments are heated. That's what arguments are for. So I tell my cousin I'm going to go home, take a shower. We're going to go to breakfast. By the time I get home, and the park from my house is 5 minutes. By the time I get home, upstairs, he's calling me and telling me he's outside. I arm myself with my firearm. I put it in my band. And I go outside. He's tying up his shoes, tucking his shirt in, tucking his belt. And he says, "Oh, I said be ready." I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm not finna fight you. I don't have a reason to fight you. Like, you ain't my nigga. Like, why do we have to get physical? Well, you're not my man. Why do we have to get physical? So we argue. The incident lasted for 5 minutes because I called the bank to transfer the money that he sent for me to hold back to his account. But it's the second of the month. Of course, it's a hold. People paying their bills. So I'm on hold. And as I'm on hold, we're arguing back and forth. I pull out my phone to say, let me record you and show people how you be acting. He calms down immediately and turns around to go get in the car. Not knowing that you can't record while you're on the phone. So it just took a picture. He goes to get in the car, and when he gets in the car, instead of turning right to exit the apartment complex, he turns left towards my vehicle. The driver window is down. He said, "Bitch, I'm finna tear this car up. I just got in my car again. I'm up. Don't mess with my car. You've already messed with my car. Like, don't mess with my car. I done gave you your picture because you've already went to the car and put the picture in the car. You came back to argue and carry on." So I'm like pleading at this point, like, what is it? I'm transferring the money. I put the phone to his ear so he can listen to hear me on the phone with the bank. He grabs the gun from me and we're tussling with the gun. I come up and I'm looking at a gun with smoke coming from it. I scream and say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I run in the house and call 911. When I look out the window, the door is open and I don't see, the car has moved a little from where it was, and I leave my house. I call my mom. No, I called 911, told them what happened. They're asking questions. I'm hanging up to call my mom because my kids are now my first concern. I called my cousin to pick me up. A few hours later, my mom calls me and tells me he died.
Let's take a minute.
My brother immediately calls a lawyer, and the lawyer was already working on the case, so she tells me to wait. She's going to take me to the precinct. I'll turn myself in. The incident happened at 10 o'clock in the morning. I probably turned myself in probably 10 o'clock that night. I go to the interrogation room. I go to the interrogation room. I'm interrogated. They're playing good cop, bad cop. One is saying file charges. One is saying don't. They went with the do. And I was charged with manslaughter with a weapon. I immediately bond out.
What'd you bond?
The 10% that you pay, it was $1,200.
Manslaughter. I saw the video. I probably watched it 50 times. Do you remember pulling the trigger?
No. So in the interrogation, prior to going to the interrogation, I had already known that the incident was captured on camera. So I explained to them the incident verbatim, and then they told me what was on camera. And they're asking me questions like what hand the gun was in and what hand the phone was in. And it's like, do you know what just happened? It's like, it's hard to remember something so traumatic. So I replay the incident every day. And it was no point where I remember pulling the trigger. No point. Even when it's like, my lawyer had a forensic expert to testify on my behalf for like the gun trigger analysis, and it's like the car moved, the bullet was somewhere else, like he was shot in his waist, he was sitting in a car. I'm 6 feet tall. Where's the trajectory? The bullet was in the door of the car. How did that happen?
Yeah. I can't imagine. I can't even imagine what that moment was like. What those moments were like. Even in the height of the anger, the fighting. You're coming home. You don't
I
know.
wasn't even angry. Like, in the midst of us arguing, I was like laughing and like, because he was like being disrespectful. I'm like, it's nothing that you can say to hurt me. Like, I'm like, stop. Like, it's just like, just leave me alone. Like, really, like, it's nothing that, because he was, he's already upset, so he was being really disrespectful, and I'm like laughing. It's like, just leave me alone. If I'm all of these things that you say that I am, why are you out here with the nonsense? So I wasn't even upset. I was on my way to eat breakfast.
Right. Now you have to begin to fight this on the outside.
Whew. Yeah. A battle. Because you have to pay for a lawyer. You have to take care of kids. About a month after that incident, my grandmother died. My incident was May 2nd. My grandmother died, I believe, my incident was March 2nd. My grandmother died April the 4th. My mother died May 22nd. I need to take a break.
Let's do that.
In addition to all of those things, the bail bondsman calls me one day and says, I have Judge Leanne Gowdy on the line. She wants to speak to you. I mean, her assistant, I'm sorry. I've never heard of a situation where a judge calls the defendant in the crime. So she's like, Miss Sutherland, you missed court today. Like, I didn't know I had court. The bondsman would send a text usually when you have court, or your lawyer contact you. She was like, and I know your lawyer was disbarred, so you have 30 days to get a new lawyer, or you can go with a public defendant. I already paid this lady what I was supposed to do. So I get a new attorney. Everybody wants half of their money up front. It's a manslaughter charge. It's on camera. It don't look good. So, it really was no fight for me. It was faith, no fight as far as a lawyer. Right? There was a maintenance man that told one of my kids' father that he would testify. She didn't interview him. Like, it wasn't until days prior to my sentencing, which was 3 days later, that she even said in the video that you can see him tying his shoes and you can see him tightening his belt when I walk downstairs, which in our culture means get active. So she didn't say that until I already signed my guilty plea. So it was really never no fight. She's never in 3 years called me and said, hey, this is what's going on. It's just so happened that I would call her and like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I just left deposition and da-da-da-da-da. I would call her and was like, oh yeah, I was going to call you. I want to hire a forensic. He wants $3,500. It was like a milk. Like, it was a paid attorney that wanted $15,000. I gave her $75,000 up front and $1,000 a month until she was paid. After I had already paid the first lawyer $10,000, and she didn't even do anything but walk me in the precinct.
Did you go to the funeral?
No. I would have loved to. I even wanted to pay for the funeral, but my lawyer, the first lawyer, told me, with the situation, don't reach out, don't contact the family.
Did the family reach out to you? Did you see them? Did you run into
the
them?
day that it happened, people was calling me and like, but it's like I didn't answer the phone. Like I didn't, like this is something so traumatic, and I know what it's like to be on the opposite end. I know what it's like. So people grieve different. If I don't understand anything else, I understand people. So I get it. You're supposed to hate me.
Wow. Eventually, you make it to sentencing.
Yeah. 3 years later.
You didn't even fight. You didn't even try to fight. You said guilty.
Yeah. For so many different reasons. I didn't want his mother to have to go through the trial and see all of this negative things by his son, because it gets bad. Your son isn't innocent in the situation. My mother's gone. She doesn't have to see it. I had already mentally prepared myself for whatever outcome would be. I set up situations for my children if I was to go to prison. So they offered me 10 years, but it's like I couldn't take it willingly. So she kind of explained to me what happens when you plead guilty, and it's where the judge decides. So there's no minimum mandatory in the state of Florida, but the maximum is 30 years. So my options were take 10 years, go to trial, get 30 years. And I'm like, I'm a human, she a human. I'm a good person. God really don't play by me. So let me see what I can do with this judge. I put my life in the hands of one person versus 12.
And what did she say?
I have so much love and respect for this judge because she spoke to me like I was a human in sentencing. Before I sentence him, judges give a little summary. And she just was saying that in the 3 years that I've been fighting this case, I was always respectful, and I was this person. It's like, I didn't even say many words. I had a lawyer. You don't talk when you go in that position. You don't. But the aura, the person, the whatever, the conversations the judge and the lawyer had, whatever it was, God, that's what it was. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
She spoke as if she saw the person in me versus the crime and the video and the family witnesses, because there were people testifying, and there were people giving testifying in regards to the situation. I had no idea what was going on and lying. There were depositions happening. I don't know what's going on, but my lawyer is calling me when I'm telling her, and it's like she saw past all that, and I didn't have to say a word. So before sentencing, she said, no jail time.
Wow.
And the entire stands filled with my family and friends and teachers and people that love me just shouted in awe, and she had to place order back in the court. So she goes back and forth with the prosecutor. The prosecutor said, well, at least give her whatever the minimum county sentence is, 364 days, whatever, a year, a day under a year. The judge reiterated, I said no jail time. So rewind back up. During a sentencing, people get to speak. I had about 40 letters, about 10 testimonies from witnesses of things that have happened. My high school principal, teachers, people that have known me and know who I am and what I am. And it hurt me to see that no one was in the courtroom for him. Not one person. As much as you guys, hate me, you don't have the ounce enough of love to go to the sentencing and support him. So the hate for me is bigger than the love for him, because no one showed up. Even his mom showed up on Zoom. So the prosecutor spoke to the fact that I don't care about those 40 people in here for her. What would you do if the roles were reversed? Excuse me. The judge stated, she kind of gave a background of her upbringing, and she stated if the roles were reversed, these same people would be in here crying for her, and he would be looking at a life sentence based on what I saw in that video. She said, you didn't see the struggle in the video because I did. I said no jail time. And it was just like, I was like out of breath, choking and crying and in awe. Because I had told my kids when I took them to school that morning, I wasn't sure if I was picking them up. And I did.
And you did.
And I did.
Did you have any priors?
No.
No.
I've never been in trouble. I had like a weed citation and you didn't go to court, so you have to do like a walkthrough, but no, I didn't have any priors.
Did he?
Yeah. In Texas, he had a few, well, he moved to Texas. He had a few altercations that he told me about, but it wasn't anything that was investigated that I knew for a fact. He did like a runoff on the police months before that happened, and he was wanted, I believe, during that time.
Did you see like a change in his behavior? Was he starting to spiral out? Was he starting to act a little bit more?
So, yes. It was like after that March prior to, he changed. And then months before then, he was kind of getting aggravated, money slowing down, and I think he had maybe begun to pop perks, but I'm not 100% certain to say. But he definitely changed.
What did you walk away with?
Probation, community control, which is like house arrest with a monitor for a year. And then years and years and years of probation.
Because I remember you were supposed to come out here for a while.
Yeah.
But we had to wait till that monitor was taken off. How did you grow up?
It wasn't really, really bad, but I've had trauma. I spent a lot of time alone. Like, I was always by myself and able to do what I wanted to do at a very young age, as early as kindergarten. I used to like roam the neighborhood by myself. Like,
How were you able to do that?
it was no really structure or parental guidance. Like, my mom would leave me at my grandmother's house or my grandfather's house, and he would maybe be asleep or someone else is watching me now or he's gone, and I just was, I don't know, at such a young age. I just really never paid attention, but I remember there was a couple, an older couple up the street, and I would go sit and chat with them on the porch. Like, I've always been alone. My mother's friend, mom lived around the corner. I would visit her. Like, I was always alone. My uncle lived about 4 blocks down. I would go visit him. Like, I've always been able to, but this is like late 90s, so you can kind of still do that.
Yeah. Where's your father?
I didn't know who my father was at the time. I was raised with the family. I didn't know that they were in my family, but I knew that the man attached wasn't my dad, if that makes sense. Like, he really didn't embrace me. I've never called him dad, but his mother was a grandmother to me. His sister was an aunt to me. His brother was an uncle to me. Still to this day.
So, who is your father?
He's in prison. I met him when I was about 25, so about 2 years before the incident.
Was he in prison when you met him?
Yeah. So I met him through a psychic, actually. I got a reading, and she was telling me, oh, your mom knows who your father is. She just doesn't want to tell you the circumstance of the situation or something of that nature. So I present the situation to my mom, and I'm like, is it something you want to tell me? Like, what's going on? She was like, it can either be A or B. And I'm like, I'm an adult. I'm 25. Even though it may be a little guilt there, you can talk to me. So she goes to say a guy by the name of Silky. And I'm like, I've never heard that name. I go back to the psychic. She's like, oh, he's in prison. He has kids in your same city. But he was kind of distant, tell me the circumstances of him and my mother's situation. He was in a drug gang, things of that nature. So I immediately find him on social media. Social media. I find him on the internet. I email him. He emails me back and says, I always knew you were my daughter. I've been looking for you. Your mom said you weren't mine because you were light skinned and I'm dark skinned, or something very shallow. And we've had a great relationship ever since.
What's he in jail for?
Drug charge.
Drug charge. When's he come out?
I believe like 2030, 2034.
Was there drugs in the home?
Yes. Yeah. I was exposed to drugs and gambling from before going to school. I knew how to gamble and play tonk. And my grandfather's house was the house where you went to safely do drugs or safely gamble for 48 hours straight if you wanted to.
Who was on drugs in the house?
Everybody. Grandma, grandpa, mom, uncles, cousin, every adult that came in the house.
What drug would you say they was on?
Cocaine.
Did you ever try it?
No.
Being a young child, growing up in a house where everybody's on coke, what does that do to you? There's no supervision. You can go out, hang out.
It was very open, like you see on movies and TV. I was able to go out and do what I wanted to do. I was exposed to a lot at such a young age, like sex and knowing what drugs is, like being able to look under the bed and see the strainer and the cut up straw, like things that a 6, 7, 8-year-old didn't know about. And it was so bad where like when I got maybe 10, I'm telling my older brother who's 19, 20 in college, like, where were you? Like, what? How did you not notice this? Because he was oblivious to it.
Wow. Is there any abuse?
Not in the home. When I was around maybe 8 years old, my mom left me with a family member. And the children of the family member introduced me to sex at around 8 years old.
Full on?
Initially it wasn't. It was like bumping and grinding, and then the clothes eventually come off, and it went to the extent that when the doors close and the adults leave, you just know we finna play house. Like, you get active. So it was not the safest environments.
Would you say they were penetrating you, or it was just always like very touching? And
I don't remember.
Right.
But it's like, I remember the acts. I remember being naked. I remember like one of them having a birthmark. Like, I remember the smell of them. Like, I remember, but I don't remember if I was penetrated by them. But later on, my mom got married. We moved out of town, and she allowed me to visit friends. I would ask, oh, I can stay the night at my friend's house. I don't care. Go do you. I ain't got to worry about it. You know, I can be up all night or whatever the case might be. And I was staying the night at my friend's house, and she had like a 16-year-old brother. And at this time, I'm at 3rd grade, so that's 8, 9 years old. And he's treating me like his little girlfriend. So eventually he's tongue kissing me in the mouth, and now he's touching me and groping me, and we're having sex.
And how old is he?
He's 16.
And you are?
9, 8 years old.
Wow. How does this affect you in relationships growing up? How does it affect?
I used to be insecure with sex, and I used to like close my eyes as an adult having sex. I would close my eyes. It kind of makes you promiscuous before you actually know the gist of yourself, when you get to know yourself. So at a young age, I started having sex like willingly maybe 15, 16 years old with older guys, not younger guys.
When you say older, how old?
When I was 14, my first boyfriend was probably 17. And when I started working at 14, I'm meeting grown guys at work and we're having sex.
30s, 40s.
Probably late 20s at the most at the time.
Right. You know, they say a direct effect of abuse is, you know, dating much older.
It is a fact. I remember lusting after older men, even as a little kid. Like, I would like crush and like, oh, I see my boyfriend such and such. And it's like, when molestation happens and men say, oh, she came on to me or anything of that nature, it can be a thing. Like, it can be a thing. And it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's both parties are wrong. It's some innocence there in the child, but it definitely can be a thing.
Was there domestic violence growing up?
Before I was born, my mom's previous baby daddies used to fight her, but my mother was more of the aggressor. But there was domestic violence. It wasn't like anyone beating on her, but she get physical. One of her boyfriends even set her clothes on fire. Like, it definitely gets crazy in the house.
How about with you? In your relationships?
I had a domestic relationship with my first son's father. It got bad. Like, I had black eyes. I've been kicked with boots on. I went to work with welts on me from him beating me with like an extension cord.
Is this the one who was killed?
Yes. Due to another domestic dispute with one of his other children's mother.
3 kids, 3 baby fathers. Mm-hmm. Another result of sort of maybe the neglect.
Yeah, the neglect, the fatherless household, the change of us as Black culture.
The reason why I bring up all of this, right? Mm-hmm. Because could a part of you be sick and tired of the violence, the abuse? Could a part of you been like, I'm not letting another man put his hands on me?
That's like, it was, I only armed myself to defend myself because we had physically gotten physical prior to the incident. It's like, I don't do this. The incident where I did have a domestic dispute with my son's father was my last time dealing with him. There was another incident after that when I met my daughter's father where he came to my house and we had a fight, but I wasn't even dealing with him anymore. That first time was the last time. I dated my daughter's dad with 2 black eyes from him. Wow. Like, I left him alone. Like, I'm not into the I think you love me, beat me up. No. So.
You have any regrets?
I regret a life was lost. But it's like either way, my children are affected. And the tussle of that gun and how he got control, what happens? I regret taking the gifts. I'm guilty of, user. They say I'm the woman version of a woman, a woman version of a womanizer, or whatever term you want to use to describe that. I would be guilty of that. I wouldn't. Now, you can't pay me to take something from someone. It's okay. I don't want it.
Something you could tell your younger self, what would it be?
Love you. Stop trying to help everybody and change everybody and be the positive of everyone's life.
It's Trappin Anonymous. My name is Chris Stavs. Let's get it. Done. Mm-hmm. Good job.